The Fairway Gourmet is made possible by this public television station and Restaurant.com, where informed consumers go before dining out. Restaurant.com. And Alzheimer's Association, online at alz.org. And the Travel 100 Group for world-class dining, vacations, and cruises. And LifeLock, identity theft prevention and protection. LifeLock.
My name is Jacky Pluton. People say I'm a pretty good chef and a pretty average golfer. I love to cook. I love to play golf. I'm passionate about these things. My show is called The Fairway Gourmet.
Wine country, Sonoma. Let's go experience some joie de vivre.
Sonoma Valley is an amazing treasure located just north of San Francisco. I decided to continue my search for joie de vivre amongst the beautiful volcanic enriched soil and the stunning mountain backdrops of Sonoma Valley. My crew and I were lucky enough to be in Sonoma during the annual crush. I headed to the Kundi Estate Winery and Vineyards to experience this Sonoma tradition for myself. Established in 1904, the family-owned Kundi Vineyard has produced premium wine through several generations.
And what makes this wine special is that it comes from some grapes that are from vines that are over 100 years old.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's from the original planting on this property back in the early 1800s. You have these very old, gnarled, old soldiers out there in the vineyard and still putting out some really nice grapes. We have some very rocky soil here, some really deep red soil. There's some people say you need red dirt to make good red grapes, so we have plenty of that here at Kundi. One of the great things about this particular vineyard too is that, like a lot of the old Zinfandel vineyards in California from the 1800s, they planted different grape varieties along with the Zinfandel. You know, it's primarily Zinfandel, but they put a few spice varieties in. So you'll even see occasionally a white grapevine out there somewhere. We don't really know exactly what variety it is. There's some Alicante Boucher, which is a very dark, deep-colored red wine. And then we also blend in a little bit of Petit Syrah from our property here to add a little more body and color to the wine as well.
But the spice is amazing, and I love that. Great job.
Thank you.
It was an excellent place to watch the ripe grapes get gathered, cleansed, and crushed in order to produce over 6,000 barrels of wine. My next stop was to visit Chef Richard Samaniego of the Sonoma Mission Inn at the Fairmont, where he showed me how to prepare his favorite tuna recipe.
I have a great treat for you today. We have a great recipe with Richard Samaniego, one of the sous chefs here at the Fairmont in Sonoma Mission Inn. And can you tell me exactly what you have for me?
We are going to do a black rice and carrot salad
Okay.
with edamame beans and some seared tuna
Okay.
and a caramelized cumin vinaigrette.
That sounds amazing, isn't it? All right, so where we need to start?
We start off here with just a basic caramel.
Okay. And also caramel, caramel, a bit of water, lemon, and of course,
Sugar.
So sugar, you need the caramel, all right? Perfect. What else?
And we have a little bit of sherry vinegar that we're going to add into this.
Okay. Look at that, pretty. And then you're going to add some olive oil too.
And we're going to add some olive oil here from Sonoma Valley, actually. This is from the olive press.
Okay. And then what is the ratio on your recipe for that?
I do 1 part of vinegar and 3 parts of olive oil.
Olive oil. And now, because it's a spa, do you use any salt or any seasoning? How do you do seasoning? Because salt is not good here at the spa, correct?
Correct.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of toasted and ground cumin seeds.
Oh, one of my favorite spice. I love it. Love it on seafood. I love it on vegetable. I love it on lamb. Love it. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix what?
We're going to mix
Some of the rice.
some of the rice.
Right here. Look at that. It's beautiful.
It really is delicious, just by itself.
I love it. So earthy. You know, I mean, it tastes healthy. That's what is amazing.
And then we just have some julienne carrots.
Okay.
We're gonna-
Julienne, you know, is a fancy word for little strip, you know, French word. And then you got some nice beans in there.
We got some edamame beans, but we'll
Okay.
add those a little later. And I have some chopped cilantro.
Okay. You want to add
And-
some dressing a little bit in there?
Sure.
Right there.
We'll mix that all up. Get everything all nicely coated with the vinaigrette.
All right. Then we have a tuna who's going to come with that, correct?
Yes.
Anything special you done to the tuna?
Crusted the outside of the tuna with a little bit of Japanese seaweed.
Okay.
It's seasoning with some chopped up nori and some sesame seed.
All right.
And
you
then we
just-
seared it in a hot pan with some grapeseed oil.
Okay. And then so we're going to take the plate.
And we'll put a little bit of salad on the plate.
Looks so good.
And it's really nice and fresh.
And then I get the tuna for you. Look at that, guys. It's not beautiful? With the nori and the sesame seeds. Want me to slice that for you?
You bet.
All right. In 2 or 3?
Into
Two?
maybe 2.
2. I'm starving, so 2. Okay. All right. And the tuna come from where?
It's caught here in the Pacific off the coast here. It's
Okay.
albacore tuna.
Look at that. Where you want to place it? Right here?
That's beautiful.
And you just grilled it, correct?
Just seared in a pan.
Okay, very nice. Now you're going to place some beans, correct?
We're gonna place a little edamame beans right around the plate.
And how did you cook those?
They just get steamed.
And how you finish the dish with?
So then we're gonna get a little vinaigrette
Okay.
and just do a little drizzle of the vinaigrette around the plate.
Look at that. And now you could add anything else you really want if you want to do on that dish, correct? If
You
want.
could.
So what you got in there? Basil?
It's a micro licorice mix, and it has some basil, some chervil,
So, we have a fancy word for the dish?
seared albacore tuna with a black rice and carrot salad with a caramelized cumin vinaigrette.
Richard, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Now, let's have lunch.
Bon appetit.
Merci. It's gonna be... Hey, that's it. This for lunch, a round of golf after. I'm set. That's done.
I took a break from cooking and sat down for a meal with Eiji Kawamura, Secretary of Food and Agriculture for the state of California.
So, you know, being the Secretary of Agriculture, what is the biggest challenge for you here in California? Because California is what? You #1 state in the
We're the #1 producer in the nation by more than double the next state, and we have 450 different commodities we grow here. And the biggest challenge is not so much growing the products, but making sure we can protect them. We're the 5th largest agricultural economy in the world. The United States is 1, European Union, including France, is 2. Brazil, China are 3 and 4, and California would be the 5th largest agricultural economy in the world. Some of the biggest challenges is people have forgotten where food comes from, that they think it comes from a store and they just can go and buy it, and yet it takes so much time and effort to actually get it to harvest, protect it, ship it, put it into the store.
What do you think would be the one advice you will give to, you know, to a young in school? What would be the first advice you want to give regarding that?
I would say understand that the food that you put inside your body is an investment that you make every day, and as you choose the things you want to put into your body, make sure you put things that are healthy for you, and make sure they taste good, and you can demand good taste from restaurants, you can demand good taste from the school cafeteria, you can demand good taste from your parents when they're cooking. So we shouldn't be afraid to cook, we shouldn't be able to put these kind of great tastes together, and again, for us, California has so many things to offer. We're happy to offer them to the rest of the states.
I wouldn't be the Fairway Gourmet if I didn't play a few holes of golf. AG joined me at the Sonoma Golf Club.
Oh, look at that.
This is gorgeous out here.
Home court advantage with you, huh?
The California advantage.
Exactly. What did you eat this morning? I wanted to know.
My Wheaties.
Exactly.
California fruit and veggies. There you go. Nice drive. Wow. Great shot.
Thank you.
Nice shot. Look at
I
that.
should be okay, no?
Look in the hole. Oh, it's right there. Great shot.
Oh, that's a gorgeous. Look at that. Come on, ball.
Come on,
roll,
baby.
Roll. Go. Go, baby, go. Look at that.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Long way to go here.
I know.
Nice ball. Nice shot. Looking good. Looking good. See, this hole's
still-
not that hard.
Oh, yeah. Still a long way home. That's a good hit. Come on, ball. That's a good one. Very nice. Oh, you chicken. Oh, perfect. Here we go.
That's a tough bogey.
See?
That is great deal. Way down there.
Hanging out with AG had its benefits. I was able to play the 18th hole of the $1 million Charles Schwab Cup just one day before the tournament began. That was not the only VIP treatment I received. My friend at Golf Living magazine got me an exclusive invite to the official pairing event of the tournament, where I met some of the golf's greatest legends, as well as the host of the event, comedian and wine enthusiast Tommy Smothers. The Charles Schwab Cup is a great event because it marries two of the things Sonoma is known for, wine and golf. Spectators can sample some of the area's best wine while watching golf's finest compete for the Schwab Cup. This is the last tournament of the PGA Champions Tour. I decided to take a little time out from the festivities and drove into the Sonoma countryside, where I visited Sue Young's Scanlan at the Adente Dairy Farm. The Adente Dairy produces over 200 pounds of artisan gourmet cheeses a week.
This is actually curd from liquid milk we pasteurize, and I move into this tub and add the starter culture and a little bit of enzyme and set overnight. What I do is it's just a ladle
Sure.
into mold one by one, and what I usually do is I go through this direction and I fill the top, otherwise the size will be totally different.
You need to fill all the way to the top. You don't pound it, you just let the milk by himself press, correct?
Yeah,
just his own
it's
pressure.
just all gravity.
Sure.
Because some cheeses I pre-drain, but this hand ladling makes the texture a lot creamier.
Sure.
The way he does the farming is everything is very natural, and as you see, it's very, very big place, and animals are very happy, and nothing is really forced. So we
Okay.
try to keep that natural balance as much as possible. And after that, I need to salt. You just sprinkle salt on the surface, and after that you turn.
Okay.
And after that you just tap with a little bit of salt.
And it's just by feel, correct? It's like you're almost like
Yeah.
you're a chef. It's more like a
Yeah.
chef. You just feel it how much salt you want to add, correct?
Yes, the problem is in the industrial level, what they do is they standardize milk. So always the milk they for cheese making is always the same. Composition and everything is the same. But I use all natural ingredients, so it's just directly from animals. So depending on time, what they eat, and depending on their health, milk changes all the time.
Okay.
So to understand that, the only thing I can do is filling with my
Your hands.
Yeah. So after this, the cheese needs to be dried.
Okay, so
To
we need to
have
go to the
aging.
dry room?
Yeah.
Okay.
It usually takes about 2 or 3 days.
2-3 days? Oh,
Yeah,
look at
so
that, it's
these are
gorgeous.
actually about 2 days old. You can actually touch.
Yeah?
So it's all depending on the way I decide when it's done correct is
I love that stage.
yeah, if you actually touch, if you have a lot of moisture on your skin, that means it
So you need
needs
an
to
extra
be
day.
yeah, extra day.
After the dairy farm, I paid a visit to the 550-acre McAvoy olive oil ranch. Started by Nan McAvoy in 1997, McAvoy Ranch uses imported Tuscan olive trees to produce their extra virgin olive oil.
I'm with John Bailey. You're the olive oil maker here at the ranch.
Yep.
And what a treat for me, what a gorgeous setting. And can you tell me what makes your product so delicious, first of all?
We take a lot of care with it. It's a Tuscan style oil, and so we have all Tuscan varietals imported from Italy.
So you mean on the olives, correct?
The olives themselves are
Okay.
they're Tuscan varietals. You can see they're smaller than normal table olives.
Okay.
We grow a few different varietals. There are 3 main ones that we grow in the orchard.
What's the name of it?
There's Frantoio, Coratina, and Licino are the
Okay.
main varietals. And they're of different sizes, but they're specifically bred for their good quality oil. And a Tuscan style oil is one that's more peppery and pungent. So to make it, you have to have olives that are still partially green when you harvest, and you need to harvest right away. So we have a mill on site. We can harvest the olives just at their peak of ripeness, take them right to the mill, and we mill all our olives within 24 hours.
So it's like almost a wine. It's the same system, correct? So you need to wait for a peak season to get like the grapes and the olives, and then you crushed it.
Right, but we don't want the olives totally ripe. Like you'll see in here, there's some that are still green, and then others that are ripe.
Yes.
We like a mix like that because from the green olives you get a much more pungent and bitter flavor.
Okay.
From the ripe olives you get a more buttery, smooth flavor. And so we like them in that middle point where you get the nice balance of the bitter, pungent, and the smooth.
So what is the best way to taste olive oil?
Well, if you're a professional, hardcore, you'll just sip it straight out of the glass because you can get the
Okay,
full
I'm
flavor.
a hardcore guy.
All right. Here's the official olive oil tasting glass.
Okay.
I'll give you a little bit in the bottom. The best way to do it is to cup the bottom of the glass with one hand so that it slightly warms the olive oil.
Okay.
And then with your other hand, cap the top to keep in all the aroma. And then swirl it slightly. That'll warm it up a little bit and get the aroma coming off the oil. And then what we're going to do first is we're not going to taste it. We're first going to just smell it. So just pull it off, pull your hand off, and then just put your nose right in there. It's got that nice green, grassy,
It really
a
is.
little bit of tomato leaf. Smells good.
I
And
like
then-
that dirtiness of it. It's very, very good. When you open it up, how long after that we should be able to hold the olive oil? You know, it should be able.
An open bottle, if you store it well, I would say 6 to 9 months would be a good window. You want to store olive oil in a dark place and as little exposure to air as possible. So if you have a bottle that, like this one, that's gone down a ways, it's better to pour it into a smaller bottle so you don't have the airspace at the top because the air will let it oxidize.
Can we pump it like in a wine?
You can pump it like a wine, or you
Okay.
can use one of those wine sprays and just put a little layer of gas on the top.
Okay.
I love learning about all the different foods that Sonoma has to offer. But twilight was approaching, so what better time for little golf at the Chardonnay Golf Club with head pro Monty Cook.
What do you think of the view, Jackie?
That's amazing.
Napa Valley vintage, man.
How many tiers is that?
Front to back, it's about a 54-yard deep green, and depending on the day and where the pin is, you can hit 4-iron or you can hit sand wedge, depending on which tee you play or the conditions that day.
So sometimes you place it right here, come on the right, and then sometimes always on the left.
Yeah,
too?
yesterday it was up on the left, and sometimes it's down there, and it makes a huge difference. Oh, look at this. Get in the hole. Now make me look like I knew what I was talking about. Look at this.
Here we go. That's it. I'm going home. Thank you very much.
Man, I gotta follow that. You set a high standard, Jackie. Be tough to get inside yours, Jackie.
That was a great shot, too. Good shot.
That's it. I quit.
It's good by me.
now, I need to make the putt. Now that's a different story.
Didn't break.
Oh.
Well, probably just a little bit like inside left. Oh, wait.
There we go. That's it.
Nicely done.
I need a glass of wine.
You've earned it. You've earned it. This is a par 5 to finish up, Jackie. Birdie, you get the wine, all right? That was a little bolder line than I would normally take, but I think I can live with it. That'll work. Bring it right in. You put yourself in a spot to be a hero. Just a good solid shot, you'll be good. Yep. Woo! That is it, partner.
Shit. Who's who?
I don't know. I think that being the resident pro, I probably should have the chip. I don't know. Oh, carried it too far. Oh, roll out for him, roll out. Oh. There.
Oh, I guess I get a wine.
I got a bottle for you, partner. Thanks,
Thank you
Jackie.
so
really
much.
Enjoyed meeting you.
Oh, it was a
Thanks, it's been a
pleasure.
great time.
The next day, the spa director of the Sonoma Mission Inn and Spa was kind enough to give me a tour of his facility.
All of the waters are geothermal mineral waters that we pipe up right from wells here on property. The thermal waters are our main attribute, the main draw for our spa.
What does the water really do?
Well, one, it comes up between 120, 125 degrees and 160 degrees. We actually have to circulate it and cool it. Mother Nature produces it that way. The trace minerals and all of the mineral composites in the water are so healthy for you. These attributes are a gift from Mother Nature and part of these mineral springs. So the Romans began thousands of years ago, literally, with their original Roman bathhouse. We have simply recreated that concept using geothermal access here with our bathing ritual and our entire facility. So over 40,000 square feet of multiple pools with geothermal access. It's unique. We're the only true spa in wine country for the last 24 years.
You're taking it a step further. You're having wine treatment attached to your spa.
The Sonoma wineries produce products for us that we use in our olive oil Chardonnay sugar scrubs. We use them in our grapeseed exfoliating scrubs. Great for polishing the skin, rejuvenating the skin, increasing circulation. Fabulous for anyone with any type of skin conditions whatsoever. Loaded with vitamin C, tons of antioxidants. They're great for the body.
The Santé restaurant is the Sonoma Mission Inn's premier dining room. I met with Chef Bruno to talk about their cuisine.
We really try to focus on what's the best out there. Like those are fresh sardines. We bone them completely. We stuff them with ricotta cheese and we pan-sear them. We put that on the top of a tomato red pepper fondue. We do a little Parmesan toast and a little, of course, with the vinegar and the olive oil.
Very good. I love those sardines.
From this country. Isn't that also is one of my favorite
Oh, look at
dishes.
that. Simple. So you have some...
We have a little cauliflower and oyster mushroom ragu. These mushrooms are very, very special. They come from Sebastopol, which is a little town a few miles away from here. Everything is organic, everything is just fabulous. We serve it two ways. The breast is pan-seared and the skin is very crispy. The leg is deboned and then we roll it like a sausage. We poach it for about a half hour at 100 degrees and then after we pan-fry the skin to get the skin very, very crispy. Well, here you have 6 layers of coffee and we start by a coffee granité, a coffee gelée, a coffee ice cream, and we do it one more time. Granité, gelée, ice cream, and then we top it with a whiskey cream, cocoa powder, and a little bit of
That's a
coffee
great
granité.
finish because it's not sweet, it's got a nice flavor.
Yeah. It has the bitterness of the chocolate, a little bit of the sweetness of the whiskey cream.
This is very good.
Santé.
Merci. Winemaker Tim Bell took me on the tour of the Kundi wine caves. This is where the barrels of wine are stored, so they can ferment before they're bottled.
How many barrels can you hold?
We have about 5,500 barrels capacity.
I love that. So what you get? 06?
Right. Or this year's Chardonnay.
This year Chardonnay? You know, it looks a little bit different, you know?
It's not, doesn't quite have the romance.
Exactly, you know, I'm a big,
Traditional barrel.
exactly. Yes. This is have some potential, huh?
Yeah, it's very good.
And what a show here in Sonoma County. I can't wait to return to experience some more joie de vivre on the Fairway Gourmet.